Hello, YouTube. Well, we're here with another tier list video, but this one's actually important, so I have to take my time with this one. The reason this one's more important than any of the other ones is because we're tiering every single Pokemon, in Sword and Shield currently. And the reason this is specifically important is because this is the tier list we are going to be using for any draft league that is posted in Sword and Shield. So I have to really think these over. And the 3 starter Pokemon, I think that's probably good. Charizard's really good, especially with the Gigantamax. Actually, with their Gigantamaxes, I'd say Venusaur's actually S tier as well. Put Blastoise in A tier, or in B tier. Their G-Max abilities are awesome. Charizard and Venusaur, just in general, are really good Pokemon, especially in the sun. So I think that's probably about accurate. Butterfree, with G-Max, probably a C tier Pokemon. Pikachu's E. The reason I have included some evolved Pokemon is because, or unevolved Pokemon, is because I think they actually have some viability. I don't think Pikachu's is a lot. Actually, with Light Ball, it's okay. But yeah, I don't know. Alolan Raichu, A or B? We're gonna put Alolan Raichu in B. Alolan Raichu got a huge buff this generation due to Dynamaxing. His ability doubles its speed in electric terrain. So I think B is probably okay for Alolan Raichu. It might be an A tier, but regular Raichu's E. Same with Alolan Sandslash. They're both not the best Pokemon in the world. Sandslash as well. And Clefairy. Clefable, on the other hand, I think is probably a C. Just because it's super tanky, and it's actually a decent Pokemon, but, like, not the best Pokemon. Alolan Ninetales, I'd probably say is a B, maybe an A. I can definitely make more argument for Alolan Ninetales being an A, but I'm gonna put it in B for now. And I think regular Ninetales is a C. It's just not quite as good as regular as Alolan Ninetales, and I think it's outshined by Torkoal. And I'll probably put Torkoal in A. Wigglytuff, I think, is a D tier. Actually, I think probably they're just not the best Pokemon, but they're definitely more usable than same with Vileplume. Not much to say about Vileplume. It's a sword. Alolan Dugtrio. Yeah. The Dugtrios fall flat too. And in doubles, Persian's really good. We'll put Alolan Persian in B and regular Persian in E. Regular Persian's actually garbage, but Alolan Persian is a lot better. Almost to a C or B. But yeah, I think because it's got some fake out and stuff like that. It's got some stuff going for it. Dark Pulse. The dark typing is way better than the normal typing. The only time I think normal types are actually good is when they're super tanky. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I think Golduck's probably a C tier. I've heard a lot of good things about Golduck, but I haven't done them myself, so I don't have a lot of room to judge there. Arcanine, I think, is probably our first A tier. Arcanine's stats are really, really good. And Intimidate's a really good ability. But I'd say it's almost bad enough to move down to B. But I think it's probably a good A Pokemon. Poliwrath, fortunately, it has potential with Rain, but its stats are really lacking. I'm almost wanting to put it in D, but I'm going to put it in D. Kadabra is actually a lot better than people think it is, which is why it's on here at all. But it isn't much show that. Alakazam, on the other hand, in singles is maybe an S tier. But I'm going to put it in A. I'm going to put Machamp in B, though. They're both super hard-hitting Pokemon, but Alakazam in singles is amazing, especially if you can get a Psychic Terrain off Expanding Force with Alakazam. Is almost wants me to assets. Actually, honest. Based on my feeling of it, I've been playing a lot of this recently, and I've actually lost a lot of times too in DDD Alakazam. So, Tentacruel. Tentacruel's an okay Pokemon. I've seen it see a lot of success in the past. As far as Draft League goes, I don't think it'll see any use unless I put it in the B tier. That's the only reason. I think it's very possible to put it into the C tier, but I think it would get outclassed by a lot of C Pokemon, and I want to see it more. And I think it could be argued. So I'm putting it. Unfortunately, Galarian Rapidash is garbage. Slowbro Galarian Slowbro is definitely a C. I actually don't think I have Galarian Slowbro on here. I don't. So I'm gonna put regular Slowbro in C, and that'll stand in both of them. I think regular Slowbro can be in C because of Regenerator, and I think Galarian Slowbro is better than regular Slowbro. So we'll put both Slowbros in C. That Slowbro will represent both Slowbros. Magneton. I think Evilite Magneton is potential, which is the only thing that's on here. It's not the Pokemon. Cloyster and Singles is great. For sure. I think Haunter is a lot better than the other two trade evolutions in Gen 1. Seen it get some use, so we're going to put it in B tier. Gengar. With its G-Max, definitely an A tier Pokemon. Gengar's always been good, though. So, I don't have much to say about Gengar. I think most people understand how good Gengar is. Kingler, even with its G-Max doesn't really help it all that much. Sheer Force Kingler's pretty good. I don't think it's good enough to be put any higher than this, though. And a little Executor sort of falls flat as well. It's a dragon. We have a lot better dragons in the current meta. A Alolan Executor, though, with how much sun can be brought up, I think or regular Executor, I mean, is definitely a B tier Pokemon. Has Chlorophyll, Harvest. Regular Executor is so much better than Alolan Executor. Actually, yeah, we'll leave the Alolan Executor there. Now let's talk about Alolan Marowak, which I think is an A tier. Alolan Marowak was okay before. I think it had a lot of potential before that wasn't used back in Gen 7. But now that it has Poltergeist in a serious competitive format, I think Alolan Marowak is for sure a good Pokemon. Sorry, I was checking to make sure the music was still playing. However, regular Marowak is another Pokemon that just sort of falls flat. Regular Marowak doesn't really have anything going for it. The Thick Club helps both of them, but Alolan Marowak is helped by the Thick Club a whole lot more. Hitmonlee, I think, is a C tier. I think it's just a worse, like, discount Hawlucha. It has potential, but not enough for me to move it higher than that. Hitmonchan's sort of the same. We'll put them both in the same tier. I'd argue Hitmonlee's a little better, but they're pretty average Pokemon. Galarian Weezing, just because of Misty Terrain is at least a B tier. Terrain Pokemon are really good, especially in DD, but we'll get to that. The terrain, setting up terrain, I think the new meta for singles and doubles moving forward is going to be Terrain Wars. I remember hearing about Gen 3 and how it was a Weather Wars sort of situation. I think it'll be the same in the Gen 8 meta moving forward with Terrain Wars. But I think Psychic Terrain is probably the most common. But I think Galarian Weezing is very good at countering Psychic Terrain, and with Misty Explosion, I think it has a ton of potential now, more than it ever did. Rhydon, our first big Eviolite user. It's probably a C though. Rhydon, his attack stat is like 130 or 120, I think. And he can hold an Eviolite, which makes him really good. That's all. The only thing holding Rhydon down is its weaknesses. But honestly, I think Rhydon has a ton of potential. So we're gonna put it in C tier. Chansey. I have a lot of opinions on Chansey, and I think it's very overrated. We're gonna put it in A tier. Chansey is really annoying to deal with, but I think, especially with body press being a thing, Pokemon can handle Chansey a lot better than we used to be able to, because a ton of Pokemon get access to body press, meaning Pokemon that are typically tanky that Chansey can't really deal with, now have a way to deal with Chansey themselves. So, Tangela, I only did because I've heard Tangela is good as an EVLA user. I actually don't know myself. Kangaskhan's garbage. Seeking's garbage. Starmie is kind of average. Mr. Mime, I think, is better than B tier. And Scyther, I think, is B tier. I think Dual Beat makes Scyther very, very good. Electabuzz is not actually in the DLC. I accidentally included him. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's not in. Pinsir though. Pinsir is definitely better than E tier, but I don't see Pinsir being used. Unfortunately, Tauros is garbage. Gyarados is an S tier, especially with Dynamaxing. You can use him as a good speed control in doubles, and both his abilities are amazing. Lapras with its G-Max, 100% an S tier. Ditto, I'd say Ditto is probably a D tier. It has some potential, but not a ton. Eevee's only here because it has a G-Max. Executor. The evolutions are all probably a D tier. I missed Flareon, but Flareon's also there. Snorlax is a B tier because of his Dynamax. I think Gigantamax Snorlax is ridiculous. Mewtwo's banned. You'll see me go banned for a lot of legendaries. Mew, on the other hand, is not as broken as Mewtwo. I think it's an S tier, though. Base 100 across the board. Noctowl's garbage. Lantern's only okay. Xatu is garbage. Bellossom is okay. Azumarill, B tier. Huge power is amazing. I think an argument could be made for moving Azumarill to A or debatably even S, but I don't think so. Sudowoodo is really good. Politoed, he is A tier for sure. One of the best weather setters in the game. I don't think that can really be argued either. Quagsire is pretty garbage. The evolutions are still... actually, I'd say Espeon and Umbreon are a little better than the other ones. Espeon gets Magic Bounce, which is good in singles. And Umbreon is just super tanky. So actually, with Body Press, yeah. Umbreon does fall short. Slowking is garbage. Wobbuffet, garbage. Steelix, a little better than garbage. Quillfish is garbage. Scizzor's A tier, 100%. Dual Wing Beat helps Scizzor too, even though it doesn't get stabbed. It also gives Scizzor an option to be run fast, because you can raise its speed with Max Airstream. So I think Scizzor and Scythe, I think Scyther has a ton of potential, that's why it's B tier. And I think Scizzor was already used. Shuckle, unfortunately, is not great. If it got Body Press, I think it would be better, which I don't think it does. Either way, I don't think it's great. I think Heracross is better than E tier. I don't think Heracross is good without its Mega, though. And then Sneasel, I think, is actually a decent Pokemon. It's slept on a lot, but Evilite Sneasel is actually kind of scary. I had it in the last draft league, and I didn't use it much, but I think I underused it. Palswine is worth considering. But it's not good enough. Corsola, on the other hand, is an A tier, 100%. Super tanky, annoying, ghost type. That's just hard to deal with. Octillery and Delibird and Mantine are all E tier. They're all kind of garbage. Skarmory, on the other hand. Skarmory, I would put in D or C, but with Body Press, I think it's an A tier Pokemon. Maybe a B. We'll put it in B, because I personally wouldn't use it, but I want other people to use it. I think it's a decent Pokemon. It has more potential than it always had, than it ever had. I think it's a lot better in doubles than it was before. Kingdra. Kingdra is an A tier Pokemon, 100%. With the Dynamax meta, with Rain being a thing, with Politoed, and Kingdra getting Hurricane now, makes Kingdra a huge threat to basically anything. Porygon 2 has always been a great Pokemon, even arguably an S tier Pokemon. In fact, I will put it in S tier. Actually, I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's an A tier. Hitmontop, better than the other Hitmons. Where did I put the other Hitmon? C tier? Okay, Hitmontop is an A tier, or D tier then. Miltank, better. I think has potential. Same with Blissey. I think it's better than actually. No, I think it's garbage. Tyranitar, another weather setter, but it's actually good. Besides just setting weather, Tyranitar is an extremely good offensive threat. It's a pseudo-legendary, definitely an S tier Pokemon. Celebi, I think you could argue being an A tier, but I'm going to put it in S tier just because it's legendary. Ludicolo, I think, has more potential. than it's currently showing, especially with how much weather we're seeing with a bunch of the new Pokemon, so I'm going to put Ludicolo in C. Shiftry's garbage. Pelipper's outclassed by Politoed, but still has some potential, so I'm going to throw him in D. So he's like a discount Politoed. But he's not bad. He gets Hurricane and stuff. Gardevoir. Without its Mega, it falls flat a little bit. I think it's pretty average Pokemon. C tier. Ninjask. Ninja, both E tier. Garbage Pokemon. Expelled has potential. Garbage. Garbage. The only thing Sableye has going for is Prancer. Genetric. Garbage. Roselia. I've heard Roselia being good. I don't think it deserves to be higher than E. Sharpedo's Speed Boost is the only thing it has going for it. Wailord's garbage. Torkoal. A tier. 100%. I used to sleep on Torkoal, but I've seen what Torkoal can do now, and with how important I think weather and terrain both are right now, Torkoal's definitely an A tier Pokemon. Flygon. It gets outclassed by a lot of other Dragon types, but it's pretty average, so we're going to put it in C tier. Solrock and Lunatone. I think they have potential. Debatably a D tier, but I'm going to throw them in E along with Switch Dash. Crawdaunt is better than Sharpedo and some of these other. We're going to throw Crawdaunt in C tier. Trash. Genetric and singles is way better than it is in doubles, and it's still pretty good in doubles, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Dusclops is S tier Pokemon. Dusclops is just a better Galarian. Actually, Dusclops is better in doubles. We're going to put Dusclops in. I think it has a ton of potential, just not enough to put in S. Plays garbage. Jirachi is definitely an S tier Pokemon. Serene Grace is insane. Choice Scarf Jirachi is the scariest thing in the meta. Luxray unfortunately falls flat. I think it has potential, but not enough to take it any higher. Roserade is definitely a D tier, not that good, but not that bad either. Vespiquen's garbage. Cherim is garbage. Gastrodon is not as good in singles as it is in doubles, but we're going to put it in D tier. Storm Drain makes it very useful. I think Drifblim has a lot of potential, but I don't think it's good right now. Lopunny sucks without its Mega. Skuntank has only one weakness, which is the only reason why I think it saves itself in E. Bronzor, I think, also saves itself in E. They're both not great Pokemon, but good enough to not be bottom tier. Riolu. I think Prankster Riolu has a ton of potential, but not enough to keep it out of reach. Lucario, on the other hand, without Justified in doubles, I think it's B tier Pokemon. Another Sandsetter, I think a Powdon is it's super tanky. If it gets Body Press, which I'm not sure it gets, let me look at it. You get Body Press? Yes, it does. Yeah, Hippowdon is a, let's look at the stats. Yeah, with a defense of 18, it's definitely worth being not sucked on. So we're going to put it in B. The weather setters in general are pretty good. Drapion's just a better Skuntank. I don't think it deserves to be higher than Skuntank. I think Toxicroak has some potential as a sweeper. I almost want to put it in D or E, though. We have so many... Let me rearrange some of these. We'll move Tentacruel and Heracross up. And a little Executor. We're going to move Toxicroak down here. The reason I did that is I think those were sort of bordering. And I think Toxicroak isn't good enough to be in a C tier Pokemon. Bombasnow is a weather setter, and it gets Roarveil now. Definitely slept on. I just don't think it gets enough usage to be higher than C. But we'll see. Okay, Weavile. I actually don't think Weavile is as good as Sneasel, if we're being honest. But it's definitely used more, which is why I'm putting it above Sneasel. Weavile is a really good sweeper. That's all I can basically say for it. In doubles, it has some potential. Magnezone. One of the best special attackers in the game. I cannot say enough good things about Magnezone. He's an A-tier Pokemon for sure. He can lock Steel types in. He has so much potential. The only problem with Magnezone right now is the fact that it does not get any coverage against Steel types outside of Body Press, since Hidden Power is no thing. I need to look at Licky Licky before I make any decisions. Licky. Let's see. What does Licky Licky got going for him? In Gen 8. I don't think Licky Licky's that good, personally, but I don't wanna, it gets Belly Drum, which is a great move. Stomach Tantrum, Swords Dance. It gets some really good coverage moves. It does get Body Press, but is its oh, and it gets Terrain Pulse and Steamroller, or Steel Roller. Those are good moves. Its defense and special defense are not bad. It's super tanky. I think the argument was either for lower. It's lower tier no matter what. I don't think it's an E tier. I think it's probably a D tier though. Rhyperior. Rhyperior has seen a ton of play recently. I think it's a whole lot better in doubles than it is in singles, but don't sleep on Rhyperior. I think it's probably a solid B tier Pokemon. Tangrowth. I haven't seen much from Tangrowth, but I think it's a C tier Pokemon. I think it used to be a lot better than it is. With the moveset reductions, I don't think Tangrowth is going to see a ton of use. Togekiss. Togekiss is an S tier Pokemon. For the same reason as Jirachi. Leafeon and Glaceon are actually worse than the other let me zoom out a little bit so that we can better see the whole thing. Okay. The next we got Mamoswine. Mamoswine in singles is way better than it is in doubles. I don't think it's an A tier Pokemon. I think it's soft B tier though. Same with Porygon too. They're both really good super Pokemon, but I don't think they're good enough to get in their ass. Gallade, unfortunately, without his Mega, sort of falls a little flat. Duskenoir, I think, has a lot more potential than people give it credit for, so I'm just going to see it. Frostlass is probably about the same as Duskenoir. Rotom Freeze is not as good as the other Rotoms. Rotom Heat, A tier. Rotom Mo, A tier. Rotom Fan, E tier. Rotom Wash is A tier. And regular Rotom is no, actually, well, I think regular Rotom and actually Rotom Freeze needs to be the Rotoms are really, really good Pokemon. The only reason I put Rotom Fan as low as it is just because, and actually I think is because its ability is actually useless. Stoutland. I think Stoutland's slept on a lot. I think Stoutland's same with Ibark. It's kind of average. Musharna, I think, is better than an E tier. It's not totally useless, but it's not great. Unpheasant is a C tier. It's a whole lot better than people think it is. Another Sandsetter, Diglett is great. And can't say the same for Swoobat. Excadrill, S tier Pokemon. With terrains being as big as they are, Excadrill is a great Pokemon. Don't sleep on Girder. I think it's a C tier Pokemon. It's great. On the other hand, Conkeldurr is really, really good. So we're putting Conkeldurr all the way in A tier. Conkeldurr is a great Pokemon. It has an amazing attack stat. It's just basically better than Seismitoad is a B tier. It's a pretty average Pokemon with how much weather is up right now. I can't imagine it being any lower than that. And Sock and Throw, I think, are both C's or actually, I think Sock is a little better than Throw. Skullbeat, I think, is also a B. Sock and Skullbeat are both pretty average, but I think they're like on the higher end of average, which I think some of these Pokemon definitely are also. But Whimsicott is definitely an A tier Pokemon, especially in doubles. This tier list is mainly a singles thing. However, I think Whimsicott is still really good in singles. Prankster is a great ability, and Whimsicott carries it well. Lilligant is Discount Venusaur. It gets Quiver Dance, that's about all it has going for it. Basculin has more potential than people say it does, but yeah, no. Krookodile, A tier for sure. And Darmanitan is 100% an S tier Pokemon. Darmanitan, either of its abilities are amazing, so I'm sure most people watching this video probably already know how good Darmanitan is. Miraculous, though, sucks. Crustle has more potential, and so does Scrappy. Those are both Pokemon I think had more potential than people think. Sigilith, yeah, I honestly don't think Sigilith is that great. Cofagrigus is either a D or a C. We'll put it in C. Cavalry is super tanky and has potential, but it's like, I think I'm saying a lot of Pokemon have potential. That's because only a few Pokemon are actually used. But I think a lot of Pokemon just need time to shine. I think Draft League's a great thing for that, but I think Cavalry is a good Pokemon for here. Garbodor, with its Gigantamax, I think it's definitely a super Pokemon. It's super tanky and really hard with its G-Max moves. Zoroark, I think, is probably a C tier. It's a decent Pokemon, and its ability has been fixed, where you actually can't tell when it's disguised. Chinchino, I think, is better than people think it is, but not great. Same with Gothitelle. However, Ranunculus, I think, is a B tier. Ranunculus, maybe even A. In fact, I think it is an A. Ranunculus hits ridiculously hard, and Trick Room Ranunculus is amazing. I'm actually debating on a team I'm working on right now, trying to run Entity Ranunculus with Trick Room, because Ranunculus is one of the hardest psychic types in the game. It's in the same tier as Alakazam, and then you get double expanding force, basically anything you want. And it doesn't take damage from Life Orb, so that thing's something you should definitely look out for. Mr. Ice Cream Cone, definitely not an S tier weather setter, but definitely an A tier along with most of the other weather setters. Tanky weather setters are just good. And it does get Aurora Veil now in Generation 8. Umalga is garbage. Excavalier is a little better than garbage. Amoonguss, though, I didn't disregard Jellicent. Jellicent is B tier, I think. I need to move up some Pokemon. Starmie, I think, is good enough to be. Yeah, kind of slow, bro. They're both close to A, and I think they're probably deserve to be an A. Along with these other Pokemon are hard to move, so I think we're gonna leave it like that. Amoonguss is an S tier. Spore is a great thing, and Amoonguss just keeps getting buffed. It gets more buffed now, which. Even though it doesn't have that much usability, in singles, it has a ton in doubles. Galvantula is probably a C tier. This is Braviary. Braviary is also probably a C tier, so let's throw them both there. Ferrothorn, I think, is an A tier. It's a very good Pokemon. Clang, B tier. It has a ton of potential. Lithium, I'm putting in B, even though I think it's really good. Chandelure, I'm putting in A. Haxorus, I think, is probably B. Chandelure is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's really, really good. And Haxorus is static. I'm not going to get that high. Beartic, I'm putting in B, which is one of the probably most controversial things on this list, because people probably don't think Beartic's very good. But with how much weather switching is going on right now, I think Beartic deserves to be higher than C or D tier. It's definitely not E tier. But yeah. Excelgor in singles is way better than doubles, and I don't know that much about it. It's fast, and I know it can kill things with the Final Gambit, but it also gets decent special attack. I definitely don't think it's lower than that. Stunfisk, I can't put the way Stunfisk any higher than that. Terrain Pulse helps it, but I don't think it's a special attacker. Mienfoo, great in singles. It's fast physical attacker, but we're gonna put it in C tier. Same with Druddigon. Sheer Force Druddigon's really good, but not amazing. Golurk is not good. Bisharp, another B tier Pokemon. It's pretty average, but I think it's on the high end of average. Buffalin's garbage, unfortunately. I love its design. Mandibuzz is a little better than garbage. Eeyore's garbage. Durant is definitely an A. I'd even argue for S, but it's not. Hydreigon's amazing. Swords of Locarona, definitely A tier Pokemon. Swords of Justice are S tiers, I think. Or Cobalion and Terrakion are S tier. Virizion, I'd say, is an A tier though. Because it's not as good as the other two, and it's 4 times easier to fly, maybe. Not quite A tier. It looks like we're gonna have to make this a little smaller. Cool. Reshiram and Zekrom are obviously banned. They're box art legendaries. Hiram is an S tier. I don't think it deserves to be banned, but it's definitely on the border. Calbio is also an S tier. Not as much on the border. Diggersby is underrated. Huge Charm is good. Talonflame. Talonflame I think is an A tier. Gale Wings, Tailwind is ridiculous, and it actually does have a pretty good attack. That Gengar is underrated. Gengar is underrated. I think it's a C tier. It's 4 times weakness to Fairy makes it have issues, but it's better than people think it is. Same with Meowstick. I think it has potential. Don't think it's great, but I think it's good. Dual Blade. I've seen in singles, Dual Blade is actually way better than people think it is. We're putting it in B tier, and we're putting Aegis Slash got nerfed, but not enough. Whatever that thing's called sucks. Slurpuff is a B. He's pretty good. Malamar! I think it's a B tier as well. Malamar's pretty good. Barnacle, I don't think it's garbage, but I don't think it's good. I've heard Scrub is good, which is why I put it on the list. And Dragalge, I think it's better than these other D tier Pokemon. Now we're getting to a controversial one. The Clawitzer is definitely an A tier Pokemon. Terrain Pulse makes it broken as heck. And I've also seen Eloris get used with Dynamax, which is scary. Sylveon's an A tier. Sylveon's a great Pokemon. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Hawlucha's an S tier, I think. With how much terrain's going on right now, Hawlucha, I definitely believe it to be an S tier. Goodra, on the other hand, kind of underwhelming. Dynamaxing helps it a lot. Klefki, I think, is definitely a B tier as well, especially in singles. It has a lot of setup stuff. Trevenant and Gorgeist are both not amazing, but good. Avalugg, I think, got a huge buff with Body Press, making it a B tier. Noivern, I think, is one of those Pokemon that's average-ish, but I think it's on the low end. So we're going to put it in C tier. This is only on here because I think it's a good EVO Light user. It's not as good as some of the other ones, though. Vikavolt, I'd like for Vikavolt to be better, but it's not. Ribombee, on the other hand, is pretty average. Dusk Lycanroc, A tier for sure. That Pokemon, Dusk Lycanroc's great. The other, the Midnight, I think, is B, and I think Midday is C, just because of their movesets. Wishiwashi, I think, is a B tier. Schooling Form is actually really, really good. Toxapex, I think, is a B tier. Mudsdale, I think, is an A tier. Mudsdale, I've had great success with Mudsdale. I think Mudsdale is actually one of the most underrated Pokemon. Arachnorid, I think it's kind of average. We're gonna put it in C tier. And then this thing, Lurantis, I think it's pretty good. Not great. This is garbage. This is pretty average. Beware, I think, is also unfortunately pretty average, but I think it's on the high end of average. Serena's not that great. I think it's a C though. This thing, not you. This Comfey. In singles, I don't think it's as good as doubles. We're gonna put it in C. It got a few buffs, but let's go ahead and put Solgaleo up here. But I just don't think it's good enough. Oranguru in doubles, A or S. In singles, unfortunately, I think it's D tier. Same with Pesminian. They're more doubles oriented Pokemon, so that's unfortunate for them. I don't think they're that good. Golisopod, on the other hand, is definitely a solid mid-ground, and I think Pylosant is here. Pylosant with Dynamax is actually really scary. Type Null is an A tier because of Evil Light. And Pyugamuku, I don't think it's that good. Savali, unfortunately, is not as good. The reason I'm putting it as high as it is its usability, and since this tier list is going to be used for draft, like, I need to be higher, which is why it's there instead of lower, because it's not that good of a Pokemon. Tornado is garbage. Togedemaru, unfortunately, is garbage. Mimikyu is, honestly, an S tier Pokemon. Grandpa is garbage, but not garbage, so we're going to put it there. Delmise, I think, is a good Pokemon. Not great, but good. Como, I think, is A tier. This is banned. This is also banned. So here's our first legendary that I actually don't think is in the S tier. Necrozma is definitely an A tier Pokemon, or maybe even a B tier Pokemon. But we're gonna put it in A. It's okay, but as far as legendaries goes, it's not great. And there's a lot of good bug types. This is banned. Oh wait, no, Soulheart doesn't. We're gonna put Magearna in S tier actually. But we are banning Ron Shadow. Magearna is in S tier because I think it's really, really, really broken in doubles. In singles, I don't think it's as broken, and I think it's much more manageable. Zeraora, I think, is in S tier as well. No Metal we're banning. I think all 3 of the Gen 8 starters, actually, I think Inteleon's probably an A tier, but the other 2 are S tier just because of their hidden abilities. Rillaboom setting Grassy Terrain. Rillaboom was already good. And setting Grassy Terrain makes it that much better, and Cinderace is just amazing. Greedent. I don't think Greedent is a U tier, but I don't think it's good. Corviknight, B tier. Actually, with the Gigantamax, it's debatably A, but I'm not going to put it in higher than that. Dottler. I don't think Dottler is an E tier. I think Dottler's actually really, really good. And I honestly think Orbeetle is an E tier. Evil is garbage. Evil and Eldergoss are both garbage. Double, on the other hand, is good. Dreadnought is not amazing. I wish it was better. Its Gigantamax makes it okay, but I don't think it's same with Colossal. Same with Colossal. Actually, I think Colossal... Gigantamax Colossal with weakness policy is definitely viable. I think it's probably a C tier then. Flabble and Appleton are A tier. Both of them. They're both great Pokemon. And then Sandaconda, his Gigantamax is good, which is, I think, the only reason it's here. We don't even need to talk about this guy. Cramorant. So before this rain, this weather terrain thing started becoming so common, I'd say Barraskewda was a C or D. But now Barraskewda is definitely better than a C or D, and I think it's a D. We'll do some rearranging. Toxtricity, I think it's a B. I think Toxtricity has a ton more potential than shown right now. Unfortunately, since his course on the other hand is not that good. Double Lock, same deal. And then we have Hatterene, which is amazing as a Pokemon. And in fact, with Expanding Force, I think Hatterene is an S tier. Grimmsnarl's an A tier. Prankster's really, really good. Obstagoon is an E tier. It's okay. And Berserker is a C. They're both okay. Good even, but not great. And then Starfetch is really good, but not amazing. Cursula, I'd say, is also a B. Where's Galarian and Mr. Mime? Oh, I already threw him in. Mr. Rhyme. He's probably a C tier, maybe a B, but I'm gonna throw him in C. I think he's on par with Twitter. Him with Rodriguez. These Pokemon are just kind of the C Pokemon are kind of lower end of average, B are higher end of average, and then above and below are bad and C. Alcremie. With its Gmax, I think it's a lot better, so we're gonna put it in B tier. If it didn't have its Gmax, I think it'd be worse. Same with or not the same. I think what's it? Phalanx is good. I don't think it's an A tier Pokemon though. Pincurchin I think is an A tier Pokemon because of the new moves. I might regret not putting it in S. Frostmoth, C unfortunately. Thunderinger unfortunately is garbage. I think Ice Cube is not great either. I'm actually gonna put NDD, female and male, in the S tier. NDD is an amazing Pokemon, and I think it's underutilized. Especially the in doubles, the female one's way better, and in singles, I think it's better. So Morpeko. Morpeko, I think, is better than people think it is. I don't think it's great though. I think it has some potential though. And then just because of his Gmax, I think Kabaraja has some potential, but I don't think it. The fossils, A tier, most of them. We're gonna put you in it. Put you in actually all of them except for Dragovish. Dragovish is an S tier. Dragovish is broken. Same with Dragapult. Dragapult's an S tier. And then Duraludon, I think, is an A tier or a B tier. Actually, no, Duraludon's an A tier. Its G-Max is amazing, especially in singles. And its typing is also really good. I think its stats are lacking a little bit, and then the rest of these. Well, I thought that was going to take longer than it did. But this is also going to be the tier list for any future draft leagues. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to make another one possibly before the next draft league starts because the Crown 100 may be out by then. But let me know what I got wrong in the comments below. Keep in mind this is based on mostly singles. I tried to keep my personal opinion of the Pokemon out of it, which is apparent that I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to, where things like Scyther are so high. But I think I did an okay job. And any Pokemon I didn't sort would be E. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe because this will directly affect future videos. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.